So if you're struggling with anxiety, actually, in fact, when I'm guiding people through recovery, one of the most common questions I get asked is, Shaan, what is that one tip? What is that one piece of advice you could give somebody that's struggling with anxiety? Now, I actually don't like that question because it simplifies recovery a little bit too much. But I'm going to do my best and actually answer it in a certain way, but also give you the nuances of it. But if I had to give you this one tip, this is one piece of advice to overcome this and going back to living, here's what I would say. Let's get it started. So during my recovery journey, I learned a lot about anxiety. In fact, I learned everything about anxiety. Even now, as I've been helping people around the world overcome it, I haven't really learned anything new about anxiety. What I would say is the recovery journey taught me about anxiety. Coaching people through anxiety taught me about people in general. And so one of the things that I found was a lot of people ask me, Shaan, what is that one piece of advice? What is that one thing you would say? And I find that kind of question is actually counterproductive to recovery because I think it simplifies recovery too much. That is that, what's that one thing? Truth is, for me, there was a few moments like that. There was a few times where I felt like, okay, I understand what's happening. Oh, okay, that's why that's happening. But even then, that can be misleading because you may be thinking that too. What are some of the things that you had realizations about? These realizations, I always say, you only can see when you look backwards. So once you've recovered, then you look back. But people try to do it while they're recovering. But here's what I would say. When it comes to that one quick thing, that one major thing, here's what I would say. If you're struggling with intrusive thoughts, if you're struggling with physical symptoms, if you're struggling with anything and everything, the most bizarre symptoms, the most bizarre things, what do? Should you fight it? No. Should you analyze it? No. What should you do? If I could give you one tip, bring it with you. That's it. Bring it with you. That's all. But Shaan, how do I make it go away? Just bring it with you. If you bring it with you, it will go away on its own. A lot of anxiety recovery, or a lot of anxiety is this notion that if you don't do something, this won't go away. This won't go away. Or if I do something, it will go away faster. Both of those premises are untrue. And again, even me giving this advice, I don't enjoy giving this one tip because there are complexities to it too. But if I had to look at it in a holistic manner and I had to simplify it in just a few words, it would just be bring it with you, whatever the symptoms are. Shaan, I'm feeling super derealized. My hands are derealized. This place is derealized. I got to get in my car that, feel derealized. Nothing feels real. And I'm just like, yo, man, go with these fake hands, go sit in your fake car and drive in this fake world. Just let it come with you. And this way, you're not always constantly fighting. This way, you're not always constantly fixing. But one of the things that I found is, as I help people recover, what I find is that things that are very simple, anxiety sufferers, and look, I was guilty of this too. Yeah, when I'm talking anxiety sufferers, I'm talking me too. It's very easy for me to talk like this once I've recovered, right? But trust me, when I was struggling, I was making these exact mistakes, if not more, okay? And so what I find is that anxiety sufferers make simple things complicated, and complicated things a little too simple. Things that are, a little bit not so simple. Shaan, that one tip, that one trick. And what I find is people try to find simplistic, lazy answers for things that are a little bit more deeper, a little bit more holistic, that you have to look at it from like more of a holistic aggregate view. So what I would say is just bring it with you. But like I say, looking for these quick fixes, these quick tips, it's not necessarily the best approach, right? Like think about it this way. Think about somebody who works out, who's in really good shape, who eats right, works out, like the aesthetic that you want. Are you gonna ask them, hey, what was that one workout that really helped you? They're gonna look at you, they're like, it wasn't. It was a lot of things. It was my diet, it was my, diet and nutrition, it was my exercise, it was my consistency. It was all these things. How can you say it's just one workout? It almost devalues all the hard work that person put through. And so even that being said, you have to understand we live in this digital age where you're watching this YouTube video or you're watching this video on whatever platform. The digital age has really made it about quick fixes, quick tips. Hey, this quick tip to alleviate anxiety right away. Hey, this one quick thing will help you with your anxiety. And the truth is that algorithms, YouTube algorithms, Facebook algorithms, all these things are promoted in such a way where people that give these tips get more reach. So you have to understand, as somebody like me, who is focused on actually helping people overcome, not coping or managing, the cards are stacked against me. And it's very easy for me to even come up with quick fixes, quick schemes. Be like, oh, hey, look, this quick fix. But what happens is that actually keeps people in the cycle. And you may have noticed this too. You may have tried to search for anxiety relief or anxiety recovery only to be provided some supplements or some CBD, things that are convenient, things that are quick fixes. Yeah, things that are coping crutches. And so I want you to be mindful of that when you're focusing on recovery, is that, are you trying to find simplistic things? Because whatever you look for, you will find. And if you're looking for quick fixes, well, then that's what's going to happen. And I also think we're in a society that's like that, right? Think about Amazon. You just want something, it'll be here in your door in 2 days. Very simple, quick. And so sometimes you kind of use that same mindset. Well, okay, what do I need to do? Just tell me what I need to do. Not recognizing that it's you trying to do something to fix it that's causing the problem. Okay, well, I'll just let it be here. Okay, how long does that take? As long as it takes, right? But because we are, on our phones and we get that dopamine spike all that time, we always want it, we want it now. Comfort is everything. Quick, fast, easy, like that's become the highest achievement. And so the problem is that that's the opposite of anxiety. Now, here's the thing, like there's also another side of this as well, which is you can make recovery too complicated. You can go in searching too many things. And I've seen people go that direction too. They try to figure out, how did this anxiety start? Where did it happen? Well, did it happen when this happened? Was it because when I was a child, this bad situation happened to me? Was it because I've been repressed about something? Is it some childhood trauma stuff that I don't even know? Is it my inner child speaking to me because he wasn't loved, because I was lost in a grocery store for 10 minutes? Whatever it is. I find people going down that route too and overcomplicating it too. So you have to understand it happens on both sides, right? And sometimes what people try to do is they think about it linearly. They try to think, okay, this happened, so that means that happened. Recovery doesn't really happen like that. Life doesn't happen like that. There's not always a cause and effect like that. Sometimes both things can happen at the same time. And so the thing is that I wouldn't go down this route. I would say, this video is supposed to be so simple, right? This quick tip, and now I'm already bringing in the nuances. But the thing is that being mindful of looking for quick fixes, but also being mindful of the fact that don't make recovery too complicated, because recovery is very, very simple. It's not easy, it's simple. But just because it's simple, that also doesn't mean that it's like a one-word answer or a one-sentence answer. Recovery is about consistency, long-term freedom. And if you have to nail it down in a couple of words, well, then bring it with you. And it may not be the answer that you're searching for, because you're trying to find solace right now and you're trying to find relief. But if you're really interested in overcoming this, bring it with you and let it be there. And you will see the premise that you have that, oh, well, if I let it be there, it's never going to go away. You will see that was actually wrong all along. That was what kept everyone in the cycle. Part of my recovery journey was learning to let go and saying symptoms, you can have as much space as you want. I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to fight it. I've done it for too long. It's done nothing. So if you're going to be here, but I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I got to get that done. And that's when my recovery changed. That's when I always say recovery happened when I hit rock bottom, because I felt like I'd tried everything. There was nothing else to do. It was almost like giving up. Well, what can I do now? And that made me feel really sad, and that made me feel really hopeless. But that was actually the turning point too, in a way. Now I had more realizations along the way. It wasn't just that one moment and then overnight I recovered. There was still a lot of suffering. There was still a lot of struggles, especially because I was doing it on my own. So I hope this video helps. These nuances, these things about the recovery journey, I don't see a lot of people talk about because it's a lot of stuff. And so if you really want to know more, what I found is looking at people that have recovered, people that have gone through this, especially someone like you who may feel like, you're the only person going through this and no one else, you don't know anyone else that has. Well, I think the first most important thing is to normalize what you're experiencing. And I think the best way through that is by looking at success stories. So I'll put a link down below in the comments with the link of success stories. A lot of these people I've personally helped. Everybody that has been on there has watched these videos just like you. Now they're better. And so I highly challenge you, watch them. Let me know what symptoms really resonate with you. What were some stories that you thought were so unique to you that you saw other people have? I'm really curious to see. So with that said, I'll see you in the next one.